Right everyone, it is Finn here, and welcome to my Champions League Matchday 2 prediction video, where of course we'll be discussing and looking at every game coming your way this brand new Champions League match week, and obviously it being Matchday 2 of the Champions League. Previously we had Matchday 1, the beginning of the brand new Champions League season, and now that that's done and dusted, we've kind of had a taste, a bit of a teaser of what the Champions League could look like this season, and we now know more what to expect from different kinds of teams. Although still very early on, let's hope Match Week 2 can go better. I mean, looking at Match Week 1, we did get 40 points. What does that mean? I have no idea. I mean, is it good? Is it bad? I don't really know, as long as we improve match week by match week. That's all I really care about, and we'll dive further in a second to what my predictions were for match week 1 and how well I did. But looking at match day 2 for this upcoming week in the next few days, we've got some insane games to look out for. We've got the likes of Shakhtar Donetsk versus Inter, Ajax versus Besiktas, which if Halle continues his form, Ajax could be a real threat this season. We've also got Dortmund versus Sporting, another huge game. Paris versus Manchester City, two of the biggest teams in the world. I mean, I just love Pochettino versus Pep. It was one of my favorite rivalries, and we finally get to see Messi versus Manchester City. You love to see it. We've also got Porto versus Liverpool, definitely not a game to sleep on. Real Madrid versus Sheriff. We've also got Leipzig versus Club Bruges. Club Bruges, a team that stole a point from Manchester City, or 2 points. They ended up drawing. Huge result. Could they get points versus Leipzig? We've got Milan versus Atletico Madrid. Two huge teams, definitely going to be entertaining. We've got Zenit versus Malmo, Atalanta versus Young Boys, Juventus versus Chelsea. Once again, two huge teams versus each other. We've got Manchester United versus Villarreal. Once again, I mean, I might get flashbacks, a bit of PTSD. Not good memories in my book as a Manchester United fan. Can Manchester United redeem themselves? Can they get their revenge? We've obviously got the likes of Bayern versus Dynamo Kiev, Benfica versus Barcelona, Wolfsburg versus Sevilla, and Salzburg versus Lille. Match day 2 of the Champions League is going to be insane. Once again, best competition in the world, or the competition filled with the best teams in the world. What else can you expect except for quality? And looking at in terms of what is my computer doing? In terms of how match day 1 went, as I said, 40 points. Don't know what that means. Okay, so the top row didn't necessarily go so well. I did predict Manchester United to win. As we know, that didn't exactly happen. Sevilla versus Salzburg ended up being a draw. Dynamo Kiev, obviously I got that wrong. That was also a draw. Bayern Munich versus Barcelona, I was almost spot on. I did predict Barcelona to score, but other than that, perfect prediction. Lille versus Wolfsburg, once again, another draw I didn't predict, but I got the Malmo Juventus game spot on. You love to see it. Chelsea versus Zenit, once again, I might have overestimated Chelsea, but they did get the win. The 2-2 draw between Villarreal and Atalanta, once again, spot on. I'm pretty happy with that. We've got Sheriff versus Donetsk, which once again, Sheriff definitely exceeded my expectations. I definitely know more what to expect from them this upcoming season. We've got Besiktas versus Dortmund, once again, expected Dortmund to win, almost an exact prediction. Ajax versus Sporting, which by the way, Halle, a player who's never scored a hat-trick in his life, to score 4 in the Champions League in one game, he better be proud of himself. That was huge. We've got Atletico Madrid versus Porto. It ended up being a draw. I didn't predict that. We've got Club Bruges versus Paris. Believe it or not, I didn't predict the team with Messi, Mbappe, and Neymar to draw, the team with Samatta up front, or whoever. No, they don't even have Samatta. I don't even know who they have up front. I don't know. At the end of the day, Paris, it's just not good enough. I did not expect that. Manchester City versus Leipzig. Obviously, I mean, I got the ratio correct, if that counts for anything. I did predict Man City to win. Liverpool versus AC Milan. I got the exact prediction. 3-2. I feel like that is a huge prediction. Come on, lads. Let's get more of that. And Inter versus Real, obviously I got that one wrong. So at the end of the day, I'm not disappointed with match week 1 whatsoever, but let's hope to do better in match week 2. Which, by the way guys, if you're new to my channel or you're just not subscribed and you do enjoy this kind of stuff, please make sure to subscribe down below, or at least hit the like button if you want me to continue these predictions. Can we get this video to 20 likes? And as I said, if you enjoy this content and you want to come back and watch more, it only makes sense that you subscribe. But looking at Donetsk versus Inter, I don't feel like it's going to be a huge surprise, as you can see by the popular predictions. Obviously, I mean, I'm a man to follow trends, not exactly, but Inter, I do expect to get the win. I think they've got a fantastic team this year. Donetsk versus Sheriff, I just wasn't that impressed with them. I feel like defensively, especially on the wide areas, they were very poor, and versus Inter, they're not going to do well. That's my prediction, because looking at Inter, they are looking very strong at the moment. The way they've been attacking, even without without Lukaku and Hakimi. I mean, they just look like such a strong team at the moment. Although versus Real Madrid, maybe it didn't look so. Versus Dhanesh, I definitely expect a result. Looking at Ajax versus Besiktas, as I said, Sebastian Haller for Ajax looked so good in the previous game. I mean, I have to give Ajax the win. I'm going to give them a 3-1. I think Besiktas will score. And I mean, can you imagine if the likes of Sebastian Haller had this kind of form when he was at West Ham United and he played with Antonio and they both were in their prime up front? Now that would be a Champions League team that I would love to watch. But obviously we'll have to see whether he can do that versus Besiktas. We've obviously got Dortmund versus Sporting next. Once again, Sporting, a team that always has the ability to threaten. And obviously looking at Dortmund, once again, always has the ability to threaten. This is going to be definitely a tight contest in my opinion. I am going to give the likes of Dortmund a 2. I'm either going to make it 2-1 or 2-0. I'm going to give Sporting the shadow of a doubt. I am going to allow them to score. But Dortmund at the moment, with the likes of Jude Bellingham, with the likes of Haaland, with the amount of fantastic players in their squad, even without Sancho, they just look unstoppable. And obviously, I mean, Haller or Haaland in his previous game just proved that he is human, that he can miss shots, which we'd never seen before. So you know what, that just proves that theory wrong. But the theory that Dortmund will win this game, I believe in that quite a bit. Obviously, we've got Paris versus Man City. Now, am I going to do that prediction already? Am I going to leave it a bit? You know what? I'm going to do it. Looking at Paris versus Manchester City. Now, obviously, I haven't written these predictions before, so I'm kind of doing them on the spot because I want to give you guys my initial reaction with the research that I've done. Looking at Manchester City, obviously, they just beat Chelsea, a very defensive team. Looking at Paris, yes, they drew to the likes of Club Bruges. I feel like this is going to be such a tight contest because I don't feel like either of these two teams, I don't feel like there's going to be much give either way. I feel like it could be a very high scoring game, or it could be obviously one of those typical 0-0 games. Obviously, Pochettino versus Pep. We've seen this competition before. Is Paris going to step up in the Champions League this season? They've got Messi. You would hope so, and you would hope that they don't have a Messi performance. Are they going to step up versus Manchester City? I think it is one of those games that could go either way. I might just go for a 2-2, you know. Once again, very tight contest. Man City scored 6 games in their last Champions League game. Paris didn't look that good, so why am I going for a draw? As I said, just 2 really top clubs, and I feel like they're going to get the best out of each other. Might sound like a bit of a weak, a bit of a wimpy kind of prediction to go for a draw with 2 big teams, but that's genuinely how I feel. Obviously, we've got Porto versus Liverpool next. I do expect Liverpool to get the win. Porto's not a bad team by any means, but I've just been so impressed with Liverpool as a whole. Yes, they drew to the likes of Brentford in the Premier League, but we've just seen Liverpool in terms of the Champions League, European performances. They can get some big games. We saw versus AC Milan. Yes, they just nicked the win in the dying minutes, but I've just got a lot of faith in Liverpool in terms of their attacking ability with the likes of Mo Salah. Mane's looking better this season. Jota, I think Liverpool have got a fantastic squad and should get the win. We've obviously got Real Madrid versus Sheriff. Obviously, as I said, Sheriff versus Dhanesh in terms of their wide attacking play. I saw something that I never thought I would see from them. I mean, genuinely, they impressed me at a whole different level. But versus Real Madrid, unfortunately, I don't think it's a team they'll get a win past. I think it's going to be another 3-1, which I see seems to be something I'm going for in this video. I don't know. We'll keep it in. But Real Madrid, once again, although it doesn't have the likes of Ramos and Varane at the back, Courtois, the big old Belgian waffle, has shown that he is a fantastic goalkeeper, and Real Madrid as a whole should be the better team and they should comfortably win it. Saying that, we've seen them lose points versus teams like this before, but I really hope that they step up versus these kinds of teams. We've obviously got Leipzig versus Club Bruges. Now, although RB Leipzig lost 6-3 in their previous game, don't forget they scored 3 goals. I mean, they're not a bad team whatsoever. Yes, they've lost big players over the last few years, where if you look at Club Bruges, once again, it is a team that could threaten. I feel like these two teams versus each other, once again, going to be a very tight contest, and I'm actually not too sure what I want to go for. By looking at the popular predictions, people seem to be going for RB Leipzig. Am I going to do the same? I might go for a 1-0. I wouldn't be surprised if Club Bruges 1-2-1 or something like that. We could genuinely see a surprise. I wouldn't be too shocked. You know what? Let me not be boring. I'm going to go for a 2-1. Let's just make things spicy. Let's just make things interesting. We've obviously got Milan versus Atletico Madrid. Obviously, we've got the likes of Giroud versus Griezmann, Zlatan versus Suarez. Now, this could be a very high-scoring game. Will it be another 2-3 result against Milan, for Milan? Could it be a high-scoring game? Will it be a low-scoring game? I do kind of expect Atletico Madrid to win. I wouldn't, as I said, be surprised if there was a draw whatsoever. Yeah, two fantastic teams, I would say, in fantastic form at the moment, could really get the best out of each other. Obviously, Zenit versus Malmo next. Once again, Malmo versus Juventus in their previous game, not the kind of opposition that you're going to really get a taste for how Malmo play. Where if you look at Zenit, defensively, not a bad team whatsoever. We know on the counter-attack they can be fast, and I am going to give Zenit a 2-0 win. Sorry, Malmo, but I'm still waiting to see what you guys can bring. Obviously, Atalanta versus Young Boys. Now, at this point, we know that Young Boys can attack, especially in the later minutes of the game. As a Manchester United fan, I've definitely realized this at that point. And looking at Atalanta, I don't know if I've been that impressed with them so far this season. Once again, heading into the season, I would assume Atalanta would win this one. But at the end of the day, once again, they haven't started off great. They need to pick up on form. And versus Young Boys, I don't know how much confidence I've got in them. Once again, am I going to go for a surprise result? Or am I going to give Atalanta a 1-0 win? Or am I going to give Juventus a 2-1 win? I'm going to go for the 2-1. I think Young Boys are going to continue their fantastic form in the Champions League. And could we really see Young Boys win this Champions League group stage? I mean, early days, but anything can happen. Obviously, we've got Juventus versus Chelsea, which, looking at the popular predictions, obviously Chelsea are at the top of that list, which, I mean, I'm not surprised by, although lost to Manchester City in their previous Premier League game. Fantastic team at the end of the day, one of the best defensive teams in the world. Attacking-wise, they've got brilliant players, which Juventus, you've had a stinker of a start this season. I mean, Cristiano Ronaldo, I mean, we heard you guys didn't need him, but I mean, since he's left, you guys haven't looked fantastic, and because of that, I've got faith in Chelsea's defensive abilities, and I'm going to give Chelsea a 2-0 win. As I said, Juventus looking awful this season, and a great defense and attack from Chelsea should seal the result. Obviously, United versus Villarreal, once again, bit of PTSD, not fond memories of a game like this, but as long as David De Gea is not the main penalty kicker, or at this stage, I don't know if I want Bruno after his previous game versus Aston Villa. But looking at Manchester United versus Villarreal, once again, Villarreal not a bad team, but they've drawn almost all their games in the league at the moment. They are still yet to get a win, at the time of recording at least. So until they get that, I do have more faith in Manchester United, although we don't know what kind of team they'll put forward. Will they put Ronaldo forward? Will they put Sancho forward? What kind of players will they play versus Villarreal? But I do have faith that they will put a 2-1 win forward. I'm not going to put a clean sheets just because defensively, once again, United don't have too many clean sheets this season. Defensively, not quite at the top of their game. Bayern Munich versus Dynamo Kiev. Oh, now this could be a smack. I'm sorry, Dynamo Kiev. You guys, if you've been watching my channel for a while, will know that I like Dynamo Kiev. I think they've got fantastic players. I really like the football that they play. But it is Bayern Munich. If they can get a 3-0 win versus Barcelona, then you know what? I'm not even going to put one goal there. If it let me change it. I'm going to put forward a 5-0 win for Bayern Munich. Should win it, even if they don't put forward their strongest team, should win it and should win it comfortably. We could see some real Bayern Munich dominance in a game like this. One of the best teams in the world. What else do you expect? And we're probably going to see 3-4 goals from Robert Lewandowski, if you may. Obviously, Benfica versus Barcelona. Once again, although Barcelona, the popular prediction is for them to win, I haven't been that impressed with them this season. Obviously, it is no lie that they are in a lot of trouble at the moment. They don't have their best ever squad. Benfica, once again, they've got fantastic players in terms of their defense. They've brought in worldies over the years. They've got the likes of Otamendi, they've got Vertonghen, they've got great midfielders, they've got great attackers. So versus Barcelona, they could cause a real threat. So, you know what? I do think that they might have the ability to score, but I am going to give Barcelona the win. And in terms of the kind of player to watch, although I haven't given that for all these games, I think Memphis Depay will be a match winner for Barcelona. He has looked so deadly this season, and I feel like he could really be the star for Barcelona this season, the hero, if you want to call him that. Obviously, we've got Wolfsburg versus Sevilla. I've got a lot of faith in Sevilla this season. Yes, both of these two teams drew in their previous round, which not the most promising. Obviously, Wolfsburg, once again, fantastic squad from goalkeeper, defense, all the way to attack. it is a team that could threaten. They've looked deadly in the Bundesliga this season. Definitely not a team to sleep on. Sevilla, I don't think is a team to sleep on either. Could really go either way. Am I going to put forward another draw? Am I going to put forward... You know what? I'm tempted to put forward a 1-1 draw. I do feel like either of these two teams could win, and I just feel like it is that close. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that takes us to our final game of match day 2 of the Champions League. Obviously, Salzburg versus Lille. Looking at these two teams, I mean, it's kind of mixed results in terms of popular prediction, interestingly enough. Both of these two teams, we know their abilities. We know that they are really good on the attacking fronts, defensive fronts. They're not too bad. But in terms of result, I do think that it will be a Lille win. Once again, got fantastic players. I've just seen a lot from them over the last few years. And yeah, guys, that is it for my match day 2 predictions for the Champions League. I hope that you have enjoyed it. Once again, definitely some controversial predictions that I have put forward. But you know what? Once again, some insane games. I'm looking really forward for it. And obviously, if you guys are not subscribed to this channel and you want to catch more of my content in the future, make sure that you do subscribe. I would really appreciate it. Obviously, we are on the road to 1,700 subscribers. We are very close. Could we please hit that goal as soon as possible? I would appreciate that. As I said, obviously, if you guys want me to continue this series, make sure to hit the like button down below. Can we get this video to 20 likes? But guys, this has been fun. FYNN Champione, ra 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 ra. Guys, who doesn't love the Champions League? It is brilliant. Well, maybe Arsenal. I mean, I think they're just a tiny bit unfamiliar with it at this point. Anyway, I'm waffling on a bit. Guys, cheers. Until next time.